Hello, and this is a tutorial on how to make a good looking 5x5 cannon. As you can see, the cannon is within a 5x5 square, and it's a pretty compact one. Another interesting thing about it is that it looks pretty good. You know, not a lot of cannons look that good. And probably the most interesting thing about this is the fact that it can change arcs, and by that I mean it can change where it shoots. So depending on the amount of clicks there are on the repeater, 1 being the shortest and 4 being the longest or the highest. You see how that TNT went over there and not there? And there are many arcs in between that act as increments between the highest and the lowest arc. This one was the second arc. And you can even, if it's in a certain setup, of course, could shoot between the arcs indicated on the repeater. So this would shoot slightly higher than the second arc, which can be shown there. As on how to make it, you can make it like this. By the way, I'm using World Edit for this operation and will be using this for the rest of my tutorial. So first, put down 5 repeaters, put them into full lengths, and the last one being up to the third. Now put in the wool, appropriate. And then the second thing you would want to do is to put dispensers in this configuration. There is a total of 12 dispensers in here, and they're pretty tricky to put in, especially the ones on the top. Now, put the redstone line up to here. And here. Next will be the projectile dispensing mechanism, which is indicated through here. By the way, this wool block could be any other wool block. This is a filler block that could be put in anywhere, but I'm just using a filler block because this is for a specific server that uses rotatable structures, and this can rotate in that server. Then fill in the parts. Oh, and do not forget a piston right here, of course. Remove that. The next, you'll need an oak fence right here. This is important. This makes it so that the TNT does not cross over into the piston and explode. Another thing that will make it so that the TNT won't explode inside the cannon is water. And water is very important to not make any cannon explode. A trapdoor here for easy access into the propellant chamber, and they easily placed in water like so. I've accidentally spilled some, but that is of no issue. Right. There you go. And then hook the line up to here to the dispenser on top of it. These project out the TNT and is going to be used as a projectile for as you can see through the cannon cycle right here. Right. And then fill in the rest of the parts in. Now you don't have to fill all of this in. This is merely for looks and for a more cleaner finish once the cannon is finished. You can use a cannon that looks like this, but it doesn't look good. Especially if you're playing on a roleplay server and you want to use cannons somehow to make it look nicer. This is a nice way to make any of your cannons or any tool you might use for quote-unquote base defense. And just add the 2 slabs up here. And you're finished. Just to check. Before putting in TNT, it is strongly advised to do a dry fire. See if anything tixy like what that didn't work because there was no repeaters there. And I would like to borrow redstone from there. A few things to look out for. If you hear 2 clicks from the propellant chamber when it first starts, then there is an issue with the cannon. Make sure that this block right here is placed. This is important because it activates this dispenser right here. And another part is the fence gate right here. The fence block right there. If this isn't on here, the cannon will explode. And to add the barrel, and it's finished. To show that this cannon actually works, I shall load in the TNT, and while I'm loading in the TNT, I will explain how this TNT cannon works. So this TNT cannon, like I've mentioned before, it works by using... Oh, I didn't need to load that much. By using a timing mechanism right here to determine which arc, quote-unquote arc, it goes into. The timing, the arcs are set by the piston right here, and depending on the amount of length there is, the piston will drop the TNT. If it's dropped early, it will, like on the lowest arc, which is the lowest timing, it will shoot lower. However, if it starts to drop the TNT at the last second, or if even the piston is still activated, well, when the TNT cannon explodes, then it will shoot at the highest arc. Depending on the timing here, it will change the arcs accordingly. And this should be finished for loading. Just do one more check. Checking is always important for TNT cannons because if you do not check properly, they will explode. And that has happened in multiple instances. And as you can see here, it works properly. Right. And for the highest arc, nice.